Dear student, I am starting your lecture number 10 for the chapter of bipolar junction transistors. Today we'll revise the certain circuit that we have discussed in a previous lecture of a thermal stability, and we'll do certain numerical. Thermal stability. Let us try to understand why biasing is required. What does biasing mean? I am doing revision of the previous 3 lectures. See, this is your basic amplifier circuit. This is a basic amplifier circuit I am showing you. Here collector is kept in a reverse bias with respect to base, and base emitter is kept in a forward bias. This is your circuit diagram. This is the output characteristics. On this output characteristics, you plotted the load line. Already I told you, when the meter which is used to measure the output voltage having a very high input resistance, then AC and DC load line will be seen. This is your Q point. This is your saturation region. This is your cutoff region. This is your linear region, or it is collective region. Means when AC signal is not applied, then this much value of the collector current is flowing, or this much value of the collector emitter voltage is developed between the collector and emitter of the transistor. Q point means this specify how much value of the collector current is flowing and what is the collector emitter voltage when AC signal is not applied. This is you are talking for DC condition. Remember, this is a DC condition you are. I have not applied any AC input signal. Listen. Now, as current is passing through this circuit, then due to heat energy produced in a collector region of the transistors, the temperature of transistor increases. Actually, heat is produced in the entire transistor, but I am using a word collector region because volume of the collector region is maximum, so we are giving the importance of the heat dissipated in a collector. So when the current I is passing through the transistor, then I square RT heat is produced. As a result, temperature of the collector base junction or collector region increases or transistor increases. Due to temperature increases, already we know the equation of collector current. So listen, the collector current is given by this equation. Collector current depends upon beta, base current and leakage current. And all these 3 parameters, beta, base current and leakage current, depends upon temperature. So as temperature of the transistor increases, as current is passing, temperature of transistor increases, then beta, base current and leakage current increases. So Q point, as current increases, so Q point will be shifted toward the saturation region. As Q point is shifted toward the saturation region, then after if you give the AC signal, if I give the AC signal, then output is a not fit full amplification of the input. Then as you give the AC input signal, then output is a not exact replica of the AC input signal. It is distorted. So we want to stabilize our Q point. We do not want to allow the increasing collector current due to temperature or transistor is replaced by the another transistor. We want to stabilize the Q point. We want to make the collector current constant with increasing temperature. The method through which you are making the stability of the Q point, you are making the stability of the current with temperature is called biasing. And we have seen the different biasing method. You are doing certain modification in a circuit, as a result collector current try to remain constant with temperature. This modification is called biasing. As temperature increases, leakage current increases. As leakage current increases, collector current increases, again temperature increases. This is a repetitive process. At the last, it will not stop. If this is not stop, if collector current is not remain constant, if collector current will not remain constant with temperature, then at last large value of the current will be passing to the transistor. It gives a bad distortion at the output. In worst condition, transistor will be destroyed. This is called thermal runaway. You do not want to allow the thermal runaway for this circuit. So to avoid the thermal runaway, certain modification is required in the circuit. As a result, base current is controlled automatically, keeping collector current constant against the variation of temperature. This modification is called biasing of the transistor. Means you are doing in a such a way that base current is controlled automatically, means base current decreases. As a result, this first term decreases. As this second term beta plus 1 ICO increases with the temperature, so you have done such a modification, base current decreases, so this product decreases, so it try to compensate the increase in the beta plus 1 ICO. So we have seen the different 5 circuit. Just I will give the flavor of the 5 circuit one by one, then we'll do the more some numerical. See, this is a fixed bias circuit. First we have seen this is a fixed bias circuit. This is a fixed bias circuit. Will not get any years stability. Stability is very poor, because stability of the circuit is good or bad, that can be found by knowing the value of stability factor S. If stability factor S is low, then it is called good stabilized circuit. For this fixed bias circuit, there is no effect of the temperature on a base current. So there is a not so much effect of the temperature on base current. As temperature increases, leakage current increases, IC increases, and the process will be going on. So this gives a very poor stability. This is, listen, you have given this DC voltage here. This DC voltage you have given from the supply to the base. This is called bias voltage. The voltage at the base you have given from this, it is called bias voltage. Now second circuit you have seen emitter feedback method plus VCC, RB, RC, RE, and as you return beta plus 1 upon 1 plus beta RB by RE plus 1. So here, see here, this is S is equal to beta plus 1. See here, S is beta plus 1 upon something. So this S is low, S of this emitter feedback bias circuit. In emitter feedback bias circuit, the temperature increases, leakage current increases, IC increases, IE increases, VE increases, so VB decreases. Already I have explained you to see that IB decreases, as a result IC decreases. So decreasing this collector current, try to compensate the increasing collector current due to variation of temperature. This is we have seen second circuit. This is the first, second. Third circuit we have discussed. Here you have given the feedback through RE. This is all is DC feedback. With the help of DC, this is DC feedback. Feedback means some part of the output is given back to the input. Remember this line. To stabilize your collector current with temperature, you are using a DC feedback. Since this is your collector to base bias, this is your collector to in collector to base bias, you are giving the bias voltage to the base from collector. See here, from collector. An equation of the stability factor S is nothing but the beta plus 1 upon 1 plus beta upon RB by RC plus 1. In a previous I have written RB by RE. So here you are giving the DC voltage from collector to base. This is called bias. This means bias means you give some voltage to the base. So here is the same thing. As temperature increases, leakage current increases, so IC increases, voltage across VRC increases, VCE decreases. This is a VCE voltage. So base current decreases, so collector current decreases. So this decreasing collector current try to compensate the increasing collector current due to temperature. These equations show that RB should be low to get the very good stability. This equation also show that RB should be low. So this is the third circuit we have seen. Then fourth circuit we have discussed. Collector, emitter, feedback bias circuit. So this is your circuit diagrams. Means you are using both the type of the feedback, collector feedback and emitter feedback. These feedbacks, collector emitter feedback bias circuit, gives a very good stability compared to all above three circuit. An equation of the stability factor is given by 1 plus beta RE plus RC upon RB plus RC plus RE. You have to add the base, collector to base bias circuit discussion and emitter feedback bias circuit discussion. Then last circuit we have seen voltage divider bias, or it is called self bias, or it is called emitter bias with a voltage divider bias. The circuit diagram of the voltage divider bias is as shown in figures. For the voltage divider bias, stability factor S is given by beta plus 1 upon beta into RE upon RB plus RE, and this value is beta plus 1 upon 1 plus beta upon RB by RE plus 1. If RB is low, then RB by RE is what? Tends to 0. R is large, then S will be 1. In short, all the discussions say that RB should be low. So for this circuit, you will get low value of RB because RB is given by R1 into R2 upon R1 plus R2 for a voltage divider bias circuit. So you will get very good stability for a voltage divider bias circuit. Now, I am discussing ammeter bypass capacitor. Ammeter bypass capacitor. Now, suppose I am using this circuit as a amplifier. I am using this circuit as amplifier. So here I have given the AC input signal. This is your AC input signal, say 20 millivolt. See, here is a 20 millivolt signal. This is a 20 millivolt AC signal. Now, this signal is amplified, and as the AC signal is AC current is passing through the circuit, here AC voltage is developed across RE. Here AC voltage is developed. That is a VE. Or due to junction capacitance, some of the signal will be passing through this also. Now, due to AC voltage developed across RE, if you find out the base emitter voltage, this is a 20 millivolt. Suppose emitter is a 5 millivolt. Suppose I am writing. Then your AC input voltage is reduced. Actually, you are given how much? 20 millivolt. But due to AC voltage developed across RE, your AC input is decreases. This is called negative feedback. Effect is negative. Is called negative AC feedback. Due to this feedback effect, output is reduced because input is reduced. Input becomes how much? 15. Actually, it should be 20. But due to this voltage developed across RE, your input voltage decreases. So output decreases. So you are getting a loss in a gain. So to remove the loss in a gain, or to avoid the loss in a gain, this AC should be removed. This AC should be removed. So it will be removed by connecting one capacitor parallel to RE, or you can say RE is shunted by capacitor. As a result, this AC signal will be bypassed through capacitor and it does not develop across RE. It does not develop across RE. Here there is a no AC voltage because what the property of capacitor? It's allow only AC and block the DC. It's allow only AC and block the DC. So whatever AC hears, that AC will be bypassed and AC will not develop. So therefore this is called bypass capacitor. You will not get any loss in a gain. So this is not there. There is no AC voltage. Your input voltage will be remain 20. So this is the complete diagram of a voltage divider bias circuit, or it is called self bias, which gives the good stability. Value of S is low. So up to this we have discussed in all the previous lecture. Now this I did the revision only for your understanding. Now I am discussing another method to bias the circuit, that is called bias compensation method. I am discussing three bias compensation method. We have seen five different circuit which is used to bias the transistor, or it is say which is used to stabilize your collector current against the variation of temperature. And from these all five, voltage divider bias give the very good solution. We can also use a different method to bias the circuit or to stabilize the circuit, and that circuit is known as a bias compensation method. You can stabilize your collector current with the help of thermistor. So I am showing you the bias compensation method with the help of thermistor. I am discussing this circuit bias compensation method with the help of thermistor. This is your input voltage I am giving here, and you are getting here the output voltage. See, you know what is the thermistor property. Thermistor has a negative temperature coefficient. Thermistor has a negative temperature coefficient. This means as temperature increases, resistance of thermistor decreases. So I am using the thermistor parallel to the R2, and this thermistor is kept very close to the transistor. Let us understand how this circuit is stabilized against the variation of temperature. So this circuit name is bias compensation circuit using thermistor. First, you should know the property of thermistor. Thermistor has a negative temperature coefficient. It means as temperature increases, resistance of the thermistor decreases. Suppose temperature of the transistor increases. As a result, the resistance of the thermistor decreases. So, resistance of parallel combination of R2 and RT decreases. As a result, base emitter voltage decreases. So, base current decreases. So, collector current decreases. So, collector current decreases with increasing temperature. In this way, collector current try to stabilize against the variation of temperature. In addition to this, the parallel combination of RE and CE also provide the bias, self-bias stabilization. You please remember this word I have written here. Temperature increases, resistance of the thermistor decreases. So resistance of a parallel combination of R2 parallel RT decreases. So VB decreases, IB base current decreases, collector current decreases. So with temperature increases, collector current decreases. Means collector current try to remain constant with temperature. Second circuit I want to discuss, bias compensation circuit using sensistor. So what is sensistor? Sensistor is a positive temperature coefficient transistor has a positive temperature coefficient. It means as temperature increases, resistance of transistor increases. So we are using the transistor to stabilize the collector current against the variation of temperature. The circuit diagram for common emitter amplifier using a transistor is as shown in figure. This is a circuit diagram plus VCC. In transistor you are using here. This is RS, this is RC, R1, R2, RE. This is your input signal, this is your output. As temperature increases, see, transistor is kept very close to the transistor. As temperature increases, then resistance of transistor increases. As a result, slightly increasing takes place of the resistance of parallel combination of R1 and RS, and as a result VB decreases, so base current decreases, so collector current decreases. In this way, collector current try to remain constant against the variation of temperature. You know that base voltage is nothing but the base voltage you return VCC into R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus R1 dash. R1 dash is R1 parallel RS. So you can see here, as this is increases, so this denominator increases, so VB decreases. That's why I have written VB. VB decreases. Base current decreases and collector current decreases. So in this way, collector current try to remain constant with temperature. Another circuit we will see, bias compensation method. Bias compensation circuit using diode. With the help of the diode, you can stabilize the collector current also. The circuit diagram of a using a diode you can stabilize the collector current. So here in this circuit the diode is connected in reverse bias between the base and ground. Let us say here current I is flowing, this is your IO current is flowing, and let me say IB. So I is nothing but the IB plus IO. IO reverse current flowing through the diode. The diode is made up of the same material from which transistor is made up, means the material of the transistor and material of the PN junction diode is the same, both having a same temperature coefficient. So diode is kept very close to the transistor. Let us try to understand the stability action of the circuit. Suppose temperature of the transistor increases, as a result temperature of the diode increases because diode is kept very close to the transistor. As a result, leakage current flowing through the diode increases. As leakage current increases, from this equation you can say that IB decreases because I is a constant. I is a constant current. As IO increases, then IB must be decreased. This I is a constant current. As IO increases, IB should decrease. So IB decreases. As a result, collector current decreases. So in this way, collector current try to remain constant with temperature. Let us see some numerical. Example 1 I am writing. Calculate the value of base bias resistor to provide 0.3 milliampere base bias current in first fixed bias circuit and second collector to base bias circuit. Given value of the supply voltage is 12 volt, VB 0.6 volt, RC 330 ohms, beta of a transistor is 100. Let's see the answer. For fixed bias circuit I am writing first. So RB is nothing but VCC minus VB upon IB. VB is very small, so I can write VCC upon IB. If you do not want to write VCC upon IB, if you want to write VCC minus VB upon IB, it will do. So RB is nothing but the 12 volt upon 0.3, 12 volt upon 0.3 milliampere. So you will get 40 kilo ohm. Now for this is your for first, for collector to base bias. See, in a such problem, if they have not given the value of VC, then you have to take VC is the half of the VCC. Reason is that the Q point is always at the middle point of the load line. Q point is always at the middle point of the load line. Here they have not given the value of VC. But you know that the Q point should be situated at the middle point of the load line. If this is a 12 volt, then Q point must be at the 6 volt. So this is your VCQ. So I can write VCQ is equal to 6 volt. This is your VC. This is 6 volt. If this is 6 volt, then I can write from the circuit I can write VC is equal to IBRB plus VB. This is your VB. So I can write RB is VC minus VB upon IB. So I can write 6 volt, I am neglecting this, upon 0.3 milliampere. This is nothing but the VC upon IB. So this is 20 kilo ohms. It depends upon you whether you want to neglect or not. In compared to 6 digit, VB is only 0.6, so you can neglect that. So base current is this. Also calculate stability factor S. Stability factor S for the fixed bias is beta plus 1. Stability factor for the fixed bias is beta plus 1. So it is 101. For collector to base bias, we know the equation beta plus 1 upon 1 plus beta into RC upon RB plus RC. I am putting the value of beta and RC and RB. By doing the calculation value of the S, you will get 38.2. This is just I am showing you how you can calculate the base bias resistor. Simple numericals. Now one more numerical I am discussing. Calculate base bias resistor RB in a emitter feedback bias circuit. Feedback bias circuit to provide base bias current of the order of 0.3 milliampere to locate collector current at 18 milliampere. Also calculate the value of S. Given value of base emitter voltage is 0.2 volt, RC is 330 ohm, emitter resistor is 100 ohm, beta is 100 and VCC is equal to 12 volt. Listen the question. Calculate the value of the base bias resistor to provide the base current 0.3 milliampere. To locate the collector current at Q point is 18 milliampere. Also calculate the value of S. This data they have given. So you must be aware this equation we have written for your emitter feedback bias. This is a 12 volt. This is a 0.3 milliampere. RB I have to find out. VB they have given 0.2 volt. Emitter current, I am writing emitter current is nothing but the collector current, already we have taken. It's 18 milliampere. R is 100. If you do this calculation, you will find RB is nearly about 33 kilo ohm. Value of S is beta plus 1 upon 1 plus beta into RE upon RB plus RE. 100 plus 1 upon 1 plus 100 into 100 upon 33 kilo ohm plus 100. If you do this calculation, you will get stability factor S is 77. It's very simple numerical I am discussing. Remember, from the numerical I can put the MCQ for end semester exam or for CIA 2 also. So you have to prepare the numerical. Whatever numerical I did in a lecture, prepare properly.